is a really conspicuous campaign. This week's primaries, all right, I'll stay at the office. From Super Tuesday to Big Tuesday to Big Daylight. There won't be any more voting. Biden may not be able to go over the top now. It's out.
Good morning, world. Wherever you are. Where are we? Who are we? Are we live? Good morning. Window liquor's up. Okay. Folks, I'm not going to be paying a lot of time on the camera, I don't think, because I'm driving. But thought we'd see what it looked like. You guys been listening to the news this morning? The world is a vampire. I hope everybody's being safe this morning out there in the world. I read a tweet this morning. It basically said that our president, Lucinator, hey, thank that video last night, huh? That was really uplifting. I wish we could have gotten some way to have a conversation after that, just to kind of talk about what's going on, but nobody really planned on going live, so. Yeah, I'm headed to the airport. My sister's just landed, so we're on our way to pick her up. And Janet's Kitchen has not been canceled as of right now. Our plan is gloves, sanitation, service, and oops, I should probably turn here. We're gonna feed. I'm nervous, but we'll do it. It's a beautiful morning, though. Yeah, absolutely, Lucinator. I got a message. It reminded me. I do my best. I try. With the downtime, the down job, all these things for all of us. A lot of thinking to do, a lot of planning ahead. Are we going to phone bank? Are we going to grocery store? Never can tell these days. So I just thought I'd pull out a drive here. You guys see the road, the morning sunshine, have a space to talk to one another. Like I said again, I'm focused on the road, so I'm not really focused on the camera. But I haven't had the camera running a lot lately. And so let's talk about the kitchen, huh? Last Sunday, we initiated a protocol of hand washing station. That being one of the number one ways we think that the disease will be spread is by physical contact of contaminated molecules of saliva. So don't spit on the fucking sidewalk, huh? Concrete surfaces, plastic surfaces, cardboard surfaces. It's gonna last a day or two. And so what does that mean? Sanitize? Yeah, Lysol spray your cardboard. That's a possibility. Because everybody's like, oh, it's okay, I'm going to just ship from Amazon. No, guess what? Amazon employees have COVID too. Yeah, that happened. So, a beautiful sunrise though. Planes flying in. I just wanted to share a little Colorado with you. This early in the morning, the road is bare. Nobody out here. Some music going on in the background. Right. It says watch for wildlife on the road. turn my brights on and ride with it. Yeah, folks, listen, I got a couple of thought processes I want to share while I'm driving here. Is that we definitely want to make sure that everybody is washing their hands. We're gonna serve plates. I got my hands on some bleach, so we're gonna bleach water all the silverware before it even leaves the site. I've decided that's a new measure I'd like to add. And another measure that I'd like to add is separating the tables a little bit so that the food isn't so close to each other. People aren't standing on top of each other. We might just hand people plated food completely done, but it's not as efficient, right? And that's the concern that you gotta have. If you just give people food and then tell you what they want, then it gets thrown away. All right, so that's one issue. The second issue is that if you want everybody to get fed, then you probably gotta limit the amount of variety and just serve quantity. Third issue is that was snow on a curve. Good golly. The third issue is that the gathering of 10 or more people in a space is a real question. And so if we stand outside, we're not 10 indoors. But it's going to cause people to gather. And where they gather, they don't social distance. So that's a thought that I've been thinking about a lot. How are we going to manage? How are we going to solve that thing and work with it in such a way that everybody has safety? I don't know the answer. My best guess is somebody's car light. Oh, that's the police. How do you like that? Patches of snow and ice on the road, so we're not speeding hard or heavy. Just driving to get there. Anyway, so keeping people spaced apart is going to be a concern for me. And how do we do that safely? And at Costco, they have everybody outside, so you can't have too many people in the store at one time. And that's life. Okay, so we're going into a work zone here. Side of the road. That's right, I'm doing 61. I just scanned at the screen and I saw a question there. What are they going to do with all the people, the homeless? It's a serious question. So advocates right now are talking about housing people, looking for vacant properties and working with the city to name those properties as available spaces. So if you have homeless in your community and you have vacant houses in your community, what you do is you tell the government, hey, look, while we're doing this quarantine, why don't we contact these landowners? Why don't we put these people in these houses? Maybe do some health and welfare checks or something. But if you listen to a stream I did the other day when I was we learned that they don't necessarily have any plans. They're still moving people along on the streets. They're still shuffling them about during this process, right? Yeah, no, the homeless don't get to shelter in place. They get to shelter and move along. I had that conversation with Therese from Denver Homeless Out Loud. They're still serving warnings. They're still popping notices. They're still playing the game of whack-a-mole. And so we don't know what they're going to do. And they're not going to free Eric Brandt. Like, these are the things that really are pissy to me. Okay? Eric has not done any physical damage to any human being. But his words have agitated and ired to the degree that they are factoring him as a terrorist. And so that's my sad, sad truth of the world today. Right? We're not doing ourselves enough of an effort, right? And that's the struggle, because we've got to file suits. We've got to say, I'm afraid. I also demand justice. I demand that regardless of when this COVID-19 occurs or doesn't occur, that the phrase "fuck the police," that the middle finger at a cop, that standing outside a school and saying no war or no bad cops is the same as praying in a circle around the flagpole. And this is what we're missing, folks. This is what is the struggle. I enjoy watching Eric so much, but what we need you to do is duplicate him. What we need are people who are standing outside of their courthouses with FIJA paperwork, fully informed jury information, and you don't have a job and you don't have direct contact with people. If you put the brochures in a little brochure holder and 6 feet away from the brochure holder, and you tell people out loud what the flyer is, and you have a sign in your hand, right? If you chalk the sidewalk so they can see it in the windows while they're waiting, they have something to ponder. In a state of crisis and emergency. Sneezing? Being rude. About murder, pedophilia, grand theft, right? Assault and battery. But at the same time, we've got to stand our ground, right? Don't think that bullets are in short supply right now, because they are on the store shelves, right? People talking about toilet paper? Nah, there's other people who are stocking up on other supplies. Oh, what else did I read this morning in the news? In Denver, there are tested cases of corona in the jail. How does that make you feel? Yeah, no more inmate transfer swaps. That might actually be a good thing for Eric. If we can't get him from court to court because of the fear of spread of corona, then either lawyers and courts have to do virtual hearings, and lawyers have to have more telephone calls versus in face-to-face appointments with their clients. There's a lot of things to consider, folks. A lot. There's more ice and snow. It's soft, it's wet, but you can see there's a black underpinning, okay? And so on bridges and stuff, you gotta be careful. Black ice will get you. I don't know what else is going on, folks. My head's just kind of focused on driving right now, because that's where it needs to be. I hope you're enjoying the beautiful ride to the Denver International Airport. So, I don't know who just posted that. I can't read it very well. Rick Williams? There we go. I'm not saying that harassing children is good. Educating people is free speech. Right? So, if a child yells, "Hey, that's my friend," you can't ignore the child and say, "I don't know you." Right? That's the reality of our world. You just can't do those things. So, what? You just can't say the Constitution is a good thing and I love America. God bless our troops. Love the president. Wherever you have to say those things, you have the right to say the opposite of those things. So, the idea that the Constitution protects content is the key here. It's not about place and time restrictions. It's about content control. And at the school, that's a bastion of free speech, an education center. Right? It has to be. So, this is the world we live in, this day and age, where kids aren't going to get taught anything in school right now because they're closed. So what they're going to get is what their parents teach them at home. Home is not a free speech zone. Home is your castle. You have the right to teach, to do, to educate within restrictions of safety and welfare, right? That's the restriction. So, in Denver, we have COVID-19 in our jail. If there's a mod on here, you can Google that, and you'll be able to see the multiple tests, but and here's why this is so important. We don't have testing for the in jail, and we don't have this because the president doesn't even know how it feels to have a COVID-19 test done. If you have been paying attention, which hopefully you haven't been paying too much attention. The president was asked yesterday what it was like to have a COVID test. And he couldn't give a straight answer. It sucks. They stick these cotton swabs up your nose, all the way to the back of the cavity, throat, all the way to the back. They do a full-on swab test, way deep inside. Did you get the mountains in your view yet? I don't know if it's doing fun or not. They're out there. Anyway, oh, this has been fun. I'm getting a good shot of the mountains there. And wow, our multi-million dollar signage. Please practice safe distancing, 6 feet. That was to do on an airplane flying from Hawaii. What if they just sat everybody 6 feet apart because there was nobody left on the plane? That's my joke of the day. Oh, and don't fall in love with the dreamer. If you didn't know, Kenny Rogers died overnight. Natural causes, age 81. We're sad to see him go, but somewhere in the distance, gambler's laying down. I can't remember all the words. If I had ability, I'd play some music for y'all, but I don't. So I'm going to take you there, and then I'm going to kill it. Reduced visibility ahead. Shite. What does that mean? That means slow down. Take care of your vision. Rental lot is full. There's snow on the cars. I think travel's cut down just a little bit, huh? They call it Lucifer with his red eyes, killed its the artist that made it, but a piece of the horse fell during installation. I hope you can see the red eyes. They're dirty, they're evil. It's crazy. That was Lucifer, folks. I hope you got a good shot. Alright, the DIA. Hotel. Terminal West. This, by the way, everyone talks about DIA. And being that we're at the end of days with coronavirus, we should talk about DIA too. One of the world's largest, most extensive airports. It's ginormous. It's stated to have more than it needs in infrastructure, and that the expenses for that are redonkulous. It's also got totems to lots and lots of people, the New World Order. But here we go, folks. I gotta let you go. I gotta call my fam and pick them up. And I'm working today. I gotta move today. But we'll talk to y'all about that later. Have a good one.